I've always thought, and correct me if, in your experience, right? Like I've always thought like becoming a mom would make me like much more like humble and selfless.
I don't like the word humble.
Humble, like
I like modest.
Oh, modest?
No. It means you think less of yourself.
Oh, sí, ¿te acuerdas? Oh, I never thought.
We throw that word around all the time. I hate it.
Oh, the humble?
Yeah.
Okay,
Culture.
that's so,
be humble. And it's like,
okay, so that's so interesting that you say that. Sorry, now we're gonna segue slightly about this word humble.
we're talking about kids and they're like, ah!
No. Because
my brain works.
like for example, like me being gay, I've always used that word, but so now I'm like curious what you think about that. So I've said that like knowing who I am as a gay person has really humbled me, and I think I use that word because I grew up in a home where I mean, I'm not trying to paint my parents as like terrible people, but it's just in their generation they didn't see homosexuality, right? Like so to them it was very foreign, and they had been told religious things, and so I grew up in a home that was like slightly homophobic, right? And would kind of like other these gay people, because they're they're gay,
Yeah.
So then when I realized that I was gay, it really, that's why I use the word humble. I can't think of another word, but I feel like it would humble me because it made me realize like we are not above anyone. Like I guess that's, do you get what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm not.
No. And it might have, you might have been using it in the correct format, because humble, to me at least, the definition of it is that to think less of. And maybe you were thinking less of yourself at that moment because of the environment you're in. But I feel like in our culture, it's kind of just like, you need to be humble. But what is humble? Like humble is like less than like the watering yourself down. Like I can't, like I have to like, you can't enjoy your successes. You can't speak about financials. You can't tell people how you got somewhere because then it's like, oh, estás presumiendo. Or no se habla de dinero. Well, that's why we're all stuck. I think modest is a better form. Like, not to think more of yourself than other people is being modest, but being humble is like, now I'm shrinking myself. I'm not gonna shrink myself. Like I'm gonna and I feel like if we all as a community knew the difference, we would actually learn more from each other. Because I know so many people that have been and they're successful business owners, but they've always been like with their head down, just working, not sharing how they got places, not sharing how they did things, just figuring it out. And I feel like it's gatekeeping but not intentionally.
But not intentionally, yeah.
It's because they're just being humble.
Right?
Like they're being humble.
But if they were to be modest, now they can be a little bit more open and they can inspire people.
Yeah.
Like oh wait, I didn't know that.
No, like hey, like I did this like this, or this is how I got here, and it's like that's not you bragging. That's just
so funny.
Yeah.
That reminds me a lot about like LGBTQ. Like people are like, why are you gonna be so proud? I'm like, because like for me, I'm gonna be the first person in my family generation that lives an openly gay life.
Yeah.
So I'm not boasting about it. I'm saying like, hey, if your kids, like my nieces and nephews, like if they're part of the community, I want to show them that like that it's okay, that you can live this life.
You're being modest and like you're gay, like that's fine. You're just showing them that you're still human, like you're still gonna
no difference. Like, okay,
don't be
humble.
Okay. Don't be humble.
Ooh.
Don't be humble.
Don't be humble. Be modest. I like
be
that.
modest.
Ooh. Okay.
Be modest.
Okay, Loni.
And share how you got where you are. Share as you're learning.